What it do, YouTube? Eyes and Ears Tactical back in the building. Got another video for you. This one is kind of straightforward, man. I saw a little news clip out of KTLA. I mean, you know, that's my go-to source because they seem to be the only ones that really run real crime reports, man. You know, they show white-collar criminal, law enforcement, Hollywood stuff, all kind of. If you get popped in LA and somebody had a cell phone or camera and sent something to one of the reporters, oh, it's gonna get aired, man. You got to get them props for that, man. They keep it real, man. YouTube wants to know them in a safe, controlled environment. All these firearms you're gonna see are gonna be unloaded safe, or I probably won't be touching them. Like my this right here, as you see, that in my home defense. You never know what's gonna happen. But stand by real quick. Let me show you this clip real quick. Man, check this out, man. Shout out to KTLA. They be bringing the heat, man. They cover white collar crimes, political criminals, law enforcement criminals. They just really don't discriminate from reporting, man. And that, so, but check this out. This is crazy. I was just talking about this. I guess we got to be armed to go into the damn grocery store too. Well, I am.
Developing news this morning, an investigation is underway in Sun Valley where one person has died after being shot inside of a grocery store. KTLA's Carlos Ferreira live at the scene now with the latest. Carlos, good morning.
Hi, Jess. Good morning. And you can just imagine how frightening this was for the employees and the shoppers who were inside this Ralph's when the gunfire broke out last night. This is the location here, Canyon Plaza, right off of Laurel Canyon Boulevard here in Sun Valley. The store actually reopened just a few minutes ago after this investigation. Police telling us one person has died, at least another injured. The shooter now in custody. Let's get you over to some pictures shot.
Oh, good. They caught him.
All unfolding here. Authorities say it was shortly after 11:30 p.m. when a group
that's
of
too late.
men were inside the grocery store and followed by another group who attacked them with pipes. Now, during that altercation between the two groups, one of the victims pulled out a gun, firing several times and striking two people, including a person he was with. That person was struck in the leg and is now hospitalized, but is expected to be okay. The other person who was shot was a suspect. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Police say he's in his 20s. The shooting, of course, sparking chaos among employees and shoppers inside the grocery store.
It's a scary situation because for most of the people who are shopping or the employees working, they have no control over this, and
that's why I need to be armed.
The altercation, it's unfortunate for everybody involved, and it's just one of those things where hopefully somebody would call the police and we can get there a little sooner. But yeah, it's just a scary situation.
Police say the shooter is now in custody and cooperating with the investigation. Most individuals responsible for the incident have been accounted for, but investigators are still searching for all involved. We're working with police on how many people there actually.
Okay, I'm back. You saw it at a damn grocery store. That makes no, you know what I'm saying? All that went down at a freaking grocery store, and that's why you need to get armed. Flat out, man. It's just too much testimony, too many examples and news clips, and just flat out people just telling you like, hey man, my so-and-so got robbed. Where at? Oh, at the car wash. Oh man, damn, well, my cousin got robbed. Where at? Over there, dropping a dog off at Petco. He had a gun put to his face. I mean, it's unbelievable how many areas and places where all these violent crimes are happening that were normal places for people not too long ago just frequent and go to, grab a burger with the girlfriend, your wife, or you take your daughters out to go get ice cream. I mean, you would never think like, oh man, I gotta be armed to go to the Dairy Queen. Yeah, you gotta be armed to go to the damn Dairy Queen. So, I mean, this is a grocery store. I mean, come on, man. Well, like really? So that just tells you that these criminals, they're carrying all their behavior to any environment that they cross into. They don't turn it off. It's like, as they say, it's on sight, so to speak. Now that to me sound more like, sound like some street stuff, some gang stuff or whatever, or a conflict with some youngsters or whatever. But it still don't change the fact that, hold on, let me show clear. I'm always ready. Okay, you two, there you go. Clear firearm. There's no magazine in there. There's nothing in the chamber right there. Everything's empty. And that goes to the point of why you still should be armed and, get your concealed carry permit, or if you live in a state where you can carry this, or practice your Second Amendment. You have the right. If the state says you can carry this, as long as you're not a felon or got an active DV case or something like that going on, and you can go in there and show your driver's license and, pass all the FFL questions and stuff like that, practice your Second Amendment and carry your firearm. Yeah, I ain't saying you got to turn into John Wick, but at some point, armed society makes a safer society. It's just too much going on. Now let's get into the point why, safe direction, why it'd have been nice if in that situation, if you was in that other aisle and you heard gunfire. Don't tell me that you wouldn't feel a little bit safer with this. Still gonna feel unsafe. You're still gonna be uneasy. You're still not gonna feel like invincible, like, man, I got a gun, so I ain't gotta worry. No, because bullets can fly through aisles and go through, ain't no bullet gonna stop at a potato chip bag or cereal box on the shelf. So yeah, it's still gonna be nerve wracking, but at least you can go find cover, get behind cover, and kind of get yourself, in, and then you have a fighting chance. Now, thank God for that situation. They were actually there because they wanted each other. So they wasn't just a random freaking just crazy lunatic going into a grocery store shooting at people. So this is not a mass shooter. This is more like an incident, a problem, a beef or something like that. But the bullets don't have a name on them. So that is still something that you have to think about. And that goes back to saying you need to go ahead, practice your Second Amendment and get armed. And that's why you need to have max capacity magazines sometimes when you're going to the store. I told you guys about when I carry mine with my backup magazine is a 17 round mag. Now, would I want to carry a 32 round mag? Probably not so much, but my point is it wouldn't hurt to have one of those in the car in case something happens in the parking lot or something like that, or you get pinned back. And then remember, these are important for shooting your way out of a situation. These mags are for self-defense, EDC, and 7 feet in. And hey, you can protect yourself. But the extra magazines, those extended mags, those are going to be great for if you're pinned down. And let's say they don't have extended mags, and then they'll probably flee because you can outshoot them. Sometimes just putting firepower back down range can get you out of a bad situation. But I think at this point, man, I think it's shout out to T Electric, the Alert Zone, a lot of other guys. Like it's kind of ridiculous. Like I heard T Electric say on one of his videos, he goes, "Man, I know I'm preaching to the choir and all this kind of stuff, but it's amazing how many people go to his channel that never been to his channel or they hear his messaging and they change their mind." I guess I'm having that same effect too, and that's why the 2A gun community. Shout out to the Alert Zone. He brought it up in one of his videos that the 2A news reporting and 2A creators are actually changing the narrative of how people feel about firearms and also the owners. Because I think a lot of the videos are circulating. I think that's why YouTube kind of suppress us a lot, because people are starting to go to, because they're starting not to go to CNN and then Fox News and all that stuff, and they're going to YouTube and they're running across these gun videos and these gun content creators, and they're looking at them, they're going like, wait a minute, and they click on and listen to a long form video, and they go like, oh, wait a minute, man, I agree with that person. Man, that dude's a pretty cool guy. Oh, Hickok 45 is a nice old man. Oh, Honest Outlaw, he's a good dude. Yoki, she does a great job. Oh, I know you can be cool and pretty like Yoki and shoot guns and still be dangerous and still be a good citizen. They don't know. A lot of people don't know that people who own these guns are good people. And then when the content creators, when they go to our channels, they think they're gonna hear shoot them up, bang bang, all this that, but it's the opposite. We're telling people, don't pull your gun on people, don't carry. We're telling people how to go about it right. Like, don't be confrontational, like be responsible. So it's changing the narrative of the 2A community, and so hopefully a lot of people can catch on fast, because we're not even at Thanksgiving yet, and there's already some wild shit happening. And like I said, the more really good people, honest people that are armed, it does make for a safer society, because law-abiding, tax-paying, God-fearing, prudent citizens do not want to use these on a human unless that one is being pointed at them. And that's a fact. That's a fact. But the evening news and CNN and all the other paid networks, they pump a whole different narrative. They'll take a goon, a guy who has been arrested 7 times, released back into the public, goes out, shoots up a car, and one of the bullets missed and hit a young child or hit an old lady, and then they say we need gun control. And you see what I'm saying? That's the first thing that Fox and CNN, we need gun control. And that has nothing to do with that issue. God rest that was a hypothetical scenario. So that person unalives a person because he was shooting at another person he was trying to unalive and a bullet missed, and then they hit that person, and then all of a sudden you need gun control. But that ain't the problem. The problem is, why is this dude got released 6 times on felony charges and he's still back on the street? They don't want to talk about that part because you know why? That goes to the top. That goes to the mayor. That goes to attorney general, the DA, all that stuff, the parole board system. It exposes a lot of other groups that make a whole bunch of money on bad guys. And then the innocent people of society, the law tax-paying people, have to pay their bill in prison. Think about this. We got to pay a bill for a criminal who just robbed 3 houses down the street, and then they get out and go back in, and then he gets locked up again for a felony gun charge because he's not supposed to have a gun, and then he's got to do 6 more years. Guess who pays all his meals and all his snacks and all that stuff? We do. The taxpayers do. Taxpayers pay for that shit. So it's absolutely ludicrous, and then they run a gun control to try to take guns away from the law-abiding citizens that pay the bills for the criminals to be locked up in the prison. Make that shit make sense. So anyway, man, what I say is, if you're not armed and you're watching this video and you can actually own a firearm, you're not a felon, you're not a crook, you're a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen, go to your local gun range and start the process. If you're in a state where you need a CCW, go start the process. If you're in a free state, just get a gun, go to the range, get some training, some ammo, and start carrying your gun around, man. It's like you're asking for trouble, man, to not have one of these things on you. It must be on you 24/7 when you're even at home. You need to have a gun, not necessarily on you, but you need to have a gun at home, but you need to have a gun in public too, man. So I just want to come on and just make that clear, man. I'll tell you right now, like the sweatshirt, like the hoodie say, all these calibers are faster than dial 911. If you expecting the police to come to save your life under a hostile situation or emergency situation, you heard the lieutenant say, he goes, well, if someone would have called a police party just a little bit earlier, maybe we could have got here. Man, shut up, dude. It ain't early enough to get y'all down there for an instant crime that's happening like real time. They're never around. They would have to actually be there, like in the parking lot eating a donut, or maybe in the store or something like that. They would actually have to be there in order for police to respond in time to save your life. And residentially, forget about it. Unless cops just hang out in your block, they're never going to be there on time for you to save you from a home invasion or something like that, or an Amazon scam or some delivery scam guy coming to your door and kicks your door in, pull this out, press it to your face. You think that, you're going to go dial 911. You think even if you had someone upstairs, call the police, honey, you think they're going to be in time there by the time you can pull this trigger? This is a 3.5 pound trigger, safe direction. There's no way you're going to beat that. So something you might want to think about, man. Get armed if you're not armed, and if you are armed, stay armed. And certainly grocery stores is definitely, that's why it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter. Department store, car wash, Walmart, grocery store, barber shop. We can go on and on. Only federal buildings, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Starbucks, all these places, you're going to have to be armed. You need to be armed everywhere as much as possible because criminals do not have boundaries. That's the part that makes it frustrating for the 2A community because they try to put gun restriction on, and all that does is give more power to the criminals and take power away from law-abiding taxpaying citizens. And that's why you can't listen to people when they try to say, oh, it's too hard to own a gun in New York. It's too hard to own an AR in California. No, it's not. They want to make you think it's too hard. Yes, you want to pay a few more taxes and do a few more things. But man, if you pay that, whatever you pay for that gun, whatever it cost you, if it saved your life, dude, it's worth the price. There's no price on your life, man. So just think about that. Get armed, get some training, go to the range, and dry fire at home, get some snap caps, and just be responsible and be ready. It's not a big deal. It's just like having auto insurance. You don't want to use it, but you got to have it to drive your car. Same thing with this medical insurance. You don't want to really have to go have an open heart surgery and have an organ snatched out your body, but you got to have insurance and medical insurance in case something happens, right? Well, this is the same thing with a firearm, man. It just insures you. And this ain't even as good as auto insurance or medical insurance, because that's going to pay the bill every time. This just gives you a chance. So you can imagine without having it, this just gives you a chance. You still may not make it out. So I ain't gonna ramble too long. I just want to come in, jump in, and just remind everybody, man, get armed. I truly believe a more law-abiding, taxpayer citizens, God-fearing people that really care about themselves, their country, God, faith, and country. If more of them had this, I think we would be able to stifle a lot of this crazy crime. Now, that particular clip could have not been like a mass shooting thing, but it's the same thing, man. Anything can happen. When bullets start flying, we need more people with these that's willing to do the right thing than one bad guy that has all these innocent people pinned down. I just don't like that ratio, man. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know about what kind of firearm you carry if you EDC. I carry my Glock 19 and my Glock, oh, no, that's not it. My Glock 23, I don't have it right around here, but yeah, I carry my Glock 19 primarily. That's what I'm carrying now. And my tier 1 holder with a backup mag, 17 round mag, Federal HST. Well, this is a Hornady actually, Hornady critical defense. But yeah, man, just go ahead and get your firearm, get some training. No matter how you carry, it doesn't matter. As long as you practice. And that's why dry fire is really good. Even with a hoodie, you still got to get it in and protect yourself, man. Remember, 911 ain't gonna save you, man. Get armed. Peace.